As long as I mess up 3, I get it. Yeah. It's gonna be new guy regardless in 3.
Yep.
I don't know about Brad yet, but I think you make it.
It is my last council meeting.
What's that?
It is mine.
No, it's not.
As a council.
As a council, maybe, yeah, as a council.
For a while.
All right, everybody. It is
Nice.
7 o'clock.
I don't think.
And for my last time, I'm going to call to order the Monday, March 31st Common Council meeting. Megan, would you please take the roll?
Davis.
Here.
Lampy.
Here.
Ford.
Here.
Bartz.
Here.
Blanky.
Here.
Smith.
Here.
Schmid.
Here.
Wetzel.
Here.
Moldenhauer.
Here.
Very good. Please join me in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. The first item on our agenda is the minutes of the council meeting from March 18th. Anyone have comments or questions on those minutes? All right, very good. Our next item then is comments and suggestions from citizens present. Megan, do you have anybody?
Paul Mueller.
Would you like to still comment, Paul? You definitely can. I don't want to take it away from you. All right, come on up. To this one right here. Yep.
Yeah, I'm the property owner of 5 East Main, right adjacent to the bridge, and I noticed there are cracks in the basement because it's a block basement, so it has all these, like alligatoring, and I don't know who would be responsible for repairs.
Very good. I told him we couldn't talk much, but I already connected him to Andrew, so
Yeah.
we should be good to go.
Okay.
Very good. Thank you. Anyone else, Megan? All right. It looks like it's just our team online. We do have another opportunity at the end of our meeting as well. Let's move on to reports. You all have the Finance Committee minutes for March 10th, Public Works for March 11th, RDA for March 12th, Site Plan for March 24th, and Public Works for March 25th. Any comments or questions from anyone on those minutes? All right, very good. Let's move to communications and recommendations. This evening we do have a presentation of the Alfred Cron Citizenship Award. Chief Brower, I would invite you up.
So just by way of background here to kind of explain what this is the Alfred and Helen Cron Citizenship Award. The award is named after Alfred and Mickey Cron and Helen Cron. Mr. Cron was a 27-year veteran of the Watertown Police Department who retired in 1970 at the rank of inspector. Both Mr. and Mrs. Cron were very active in the community, and this annual award in the amount of $1,000 was created to honor their memory in the community that they loved. Nominees must be a citizen or group of citizens who have made a significant contribution to the safety and the welfare of fellow citizens in Watertown, Wisconsin. And this is going to be a little bit late in coming, but it's for the 2023 Citizenship Award. If I could invite Brian Koval up, that would be fantastic. If you would join me up here, Brian. While you're coming, I'll read a little bit from the nomination written by Captain Bowman. In 20 and 21, Brian generously donated funds to provide essential patrol equipment to the Watertown Police Department, enhancing the department's ability to serve and protect the community. In 2023, he further demonstrated his commitment to community safety by financially supporting the DARE program, which empowers local youth to make safe and responsible decisions. And most recently, in 2024, Brian's donation helped purchase a new ballistic shield, which is vital for protecting our officers and civilians during high-risk situations such as vehicle contacts, armed confrontations, and tactical operations. Brian Koval's ongoing generosity has had a profound impact on the Watertown Police Department and the safety of our community. So Brian, thank you very much for your support of our community. Thank you. And congratulations. Perfect. What do you think? The handshake okay? Handshake again? We do the handshake. Thanks. Nothing for the microphone? No.
Yeah, I could see when you invited him up, he was like, no one told me I was coming up here for that one. So congratulations and thank you so much for your support of our police department. Our next item this evening is Stephanie, Ms. Curtis is here from Watertown Family Connections to provide us an update.
Good evening, everybody. It's an absolute honor to stand here before you today as we celebrate Watertown Family Connections during Strengthening Families Month. Today is a chance to reflect on the positive work being done right here in our community. A celebration of lives changed, families uplifted, and futures brightened. It's just been almost a year since I stood before you last spring, and I'm here again, filled again with immense gratitude and pride. Thanks to your unwavering support and dedication, Watertown Family Connections has continued to be a beacon of hope, resilience, and strength for countless families in our community. Over the last 30 years, while staff, funding, and faces have changed, one constant has remained: the powerful stories of the families we've served and unwavering need for Watertown Family Connections. And I just want to share one story. It's short, I promise. In the heart of Watertown, the Johnson family, a hardworking couple, and their 3 young children, faced a challenging time. A job loss, financial struggles, and mounting stress began to affect their children. The 7-year-old, once a bright student, started struggling at school. Their middle child, who was once cheerful, grew withdrawn, and their youngest child faced developmental delays. Desperate for help, they turned to Watertown Family Connections. And through the support of you and our community and our programs, the Johnsons found a lifeline. The parents gained tools and resources to navigate their challenges, and their children began to thrive again. This is just one of many families whose lives have been changed forever because of champions of kids like you. So here's some of our highlights. This past year has been monumental for Watertown Family Connections. We've supported over 326 families, a 56% increase compared to the previous program year. 72% of parents reported a positive change in their child's behavior due to attending Watertown Family Connection programs. 95% of those children showed improvement in their social and emotional skills after engaging in Watertown Family Center Connections programs. And 66% of parents gained a better understanding of parenting and child development following their participation. We've also experienced a 24% increase in service requests from Latino and Hispanic families, demonstrating our growing reach. This past year, too, we marked our milestone of our 30th anniversary, which, if you know about nonprofits, that's a huge, extraordinary milestone. So we are very excited about that. In 2023, Watertown Family Connections was just one of 10 recipients statewide to be awarded the Family Resource Center Infrastructure Grant, which was a 2-year grant, funded by the Wisconsin Child Abuse and Neglect Prevention Board. 20 FRCs have received this grant since 2022. These funds have enabled us to enhance our organizational infrastructure, invest in professional development, and engage in community practices that ensure excellence in our work. And all of this, doing all that work, working towards becoming an accredited Family Resource Center of quality. In Wisconsin, there are 39 Family Resource Centers that belong to the state organization Thriving Wisconsin, and 10 of them have been accredited since 2024. This past February, Watertown Family Connections received this accreditation, so we were a few months ahead of time. We weren't supposed to apply until July, giving us the status of Family Resource Center of quality. Now, just to give you perspective, there are other Family Resource Centers from larger cities and larger budgets that have not achieved this status. So our accreditation is something our community can take pride in for this achievement of Family Resource Center of quality. This recognition further highlights our commitment to providing top-notch services and support to families. All our programs are evidence-based. At the heart of WIFCA's work lies an understanding of the 5 protective factors. I gave you all those little blocks that every family needs to thrive. These factors form the foundation of healthy, resilient, and contribute to stronger communities. They're parental resilience, social connections, knowledge of parenting and child development, concrete supports in times of need, and social emotional competence of children. By focusing on these protective factors, Watertown Family Connections empowers families to overcome challenges, build resilience, and create a nurturing environment where their children can thrive. Despite all of this, the work is far from over. Imagine a world where every family receives the support they need, a world where every child has the tools to thrive, a world where our entire community is stronger, healthier, and more resilient. Now, some may say I have some lofty goals, but no, this is my passion. Strengthening families is about much more than providing services. It's about transforming perspectives. We must shift from a deficit-based lens that focuses on the challenges to a strength-based lens that celebrates the potential and resilience within each family. By recognizing strengths rather than shortcomings, we pave the way for empowerment, collaboration, and growth. Building a stronger community demands a unified effort. We must see each other not as competitors, but as collaborators, working toward common goals, like improving children's reading levels and kindergarten readiness. Let's set our egos aside, focus on what binds us, and put all our oars in the water and row together toward a shared vision. The possibilities are limitless when we pool our energy and resources to strengthen families and elevate our community. As we celebrate all these accomplishments, I leave you all with this challenge. Let us continue this partnership and reimagine a community that thrives. Together, we can build a brighter future, one child, one family, and one connection at a time. So thank you all. And Emily, I want to give you a shout out. Thank you for all that you've done. Congratulations, and thank you.
Does anyone have any questions for Ms. Curtis? Yes.
As you know, I'm a huge fan of the program.
Thank you.
One of the stats that stuck out at me in here was the rise in requests for services from Latino and Hispanic families. And I know when we were looking at citing the center inside the library, that was both an opportunity and a concern to
Right.
basically get to get the attention of Latino and Hispanic families. So, what's worked to make that happen?
Well, what has worked is that we have bilingual staff on board. What also has worked is that we have worked hard with our partnership with the library and that collaboration that we have programs that complement each other and not compete. We don't look at it that way, but just bringing people into the library. The other thing that works is that we've built relationships with individuals, not only in the Hispanic and Latino community, but in the community. And also, you have to build those relationships and that trust. We provide things that are in English and Spanish, and also we walk them through the library, have them sign up for library cards. So when you see that we had that increase, the library has that increase too in the service at the library. So it's a win-win for both of us. And our location, when we were asked a few years ago to say, hey, Steph, why don't you move Watertown Family Center at the time to the library? It gave us the opportunity to dream big. How can we re-envision? How can we redo? And you can see these things are actually happening. So I call us the Little Family Resource Center that dreamed big, and we're working on that, and we're trying to keep it going that way.
Great, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Thank you for coming and providing an update to us tonight, and for all the hard work of you and your team.
Thank you.
Appreciate
Enjoy
it.
all your little goodies too.
Thank you.
So
Yeah.
in your packet, you have the annual report. You have our flyers that are everything that's happening in April. Please take them back to work. Share them with your employees and your
The magnet's going on my fridge.
Yeah, and that's also
For the
adults,
parents in the
too.
room, it's a thermometer for your child's behavior. So if y'all don't need yours, I'm sure there's some, Andrew
Right,
might need one
sure.
soon. There might be
Or
some
if you
parents
need
in this
some, let
room
me know. I
that
can-
could
I can
benefit
send
from
them.
this. Like, are you
Teenagers
feeling
too,
this
though.
way right now? Yes.
I have to use it myself.
Don't use it on your
I
wife.
mean,
You'll be in trouble.
we're not too far away, but. All right, thank you. All right, the next item on our agenda is an update on the RDA Housing Rehab Grant Program. I know that Mason provided a memo for you all. It looks like he's coming to the mic.
That last presentation was very eloquent and inspiring. I can't really match that at all, but I just wanted to provide a quick update, as you saw in your agenda packet, on the RDA's Housing Rehab Grant Program, and we're very appreciative that in 2023 the Common Council allocated that $100,000 of ARPA money with the expressed intent of supporting preservation of existing housing stock within the city of Watertown. To date, as I noted in the memo, we've had 21 applications. 7 of those have been approved to date. We've been able to pay out 6 of those so far, with 1 project pending yet. What that leaves is a balance of a little over $40,000 left, and We are working with Roxanne Whitty from Thrive Economic Development. She's been extremely helpful in helping to vet out those applications and work with those applicants to get them through that whole process, which can be pretty involved at times. And we have 3 or 4 applicants right now that are looking pretty good. So we anticipate that the balance of those remaining funds will be spent by the end of this calendar year.
Any questions or comments for Mason? Well, thank you. And thanks, Rox. I know you've been really pushing people along at certain points, so we appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, very good. All right, our last communication for this evening is from Mr. Byer on the Main Street Bridge.
Good evening. So the bridge deck was poured on Friday, March 21st, and is curing to reach the required strength. While the concrete cures, roadway grading and curb work were completed on the west or the Water Street side of the bridge. This week, Zenith Tech sub McGuire will be removing the sidewalk on the south side of East Main Street between the river and First Street. Zenith Tech and WisDOT have confirmed that temporary access will be maintained for businesses and residents during the sidewalk removal and repouring process. Additionally, Zenith Tech sub Highway Light will be installing conduit and street lighting bases this week. Next week, Zenith Tech is scheduled to begin forming the parapets or the concrete bridge railings. The forming, rebar placing, and curing, and concrete pouring for the parapets are expected to take about 1 week per side, weather permitting, and curing will take about another week on top of that. I'll continue to provide updates as this project progresses. Let me know if you have any questions in the meantime.
Anything for Mr. Byer from anyone? All right, thanks, Andrew.
Thanks.
Okay, let's move to licenses then.
Oops. I'm sorry.
I swear you do it to me on purpose. Just kidding. What's up?
If I could, I'd like to request a future communication,
Sure.
possibly when the new council is seated, on the fantastic new website and why that was put together.
Sure. Hopefully Evan is listening to this in the control room and he passes it on to Lisa. If not, I will do that as well.
Thank you.
So new website, just kind of history on the project.
And yeah, some of the new things it can do.
Okay. Evan, if you heard that, will you just message me so like I know you've passed that on. And new features. Okay, very good. All right. Are we good to move to licenses? All right, so the first then is to review and take action on an application for JDTH LLC doing business as D&J Sports Bar. Jerry Heller is the agent. This is to transfer a Class B malt liquor license from 215 South 3rd to 301 East Main. This is for licensing year July 1, 24 to June 30th, 2025. Mr. Smith.
I would move for the approval of the transfer of this license under the conditions specified by the licensing board with one modification. The first two in the memo, the requirement that the city inspections be completed and that the seller's permit be submitted to the city clerk as recommended by the licensing board. But the third one relating to the specific transfer of the license itself, that apparently has been lost, and the alternative that is being proposed is that the city accept an email in lieu of the physical license, and I would make a part of this motion the acceptance of the email as fulfillment of the conditions prescribed by the licensing board.
Thank you. That's a motion then by Mr. Smith. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Blanky. Any questions or comments on that one? All right, all in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, very good. Our next then is ordinances. Let's go to ordinance 25-05. This is an ordinance to amend section 410-39 in our City of Watertown General Ordinances. This is here for me and Public Safety and Welfare on the second reading. Yes, ma'am.
Of Ordinance 25-05.
Thank you. Motion by Ms. Davis, second by Mr. Board. Discussion on the second reading. Yes.
I just wanted to say thank you for putting this together. This is forward-looking, and this, I think, is also very applicable to a lot of the cyberbullying incidents that we potentially are going to see in town.
Thank you. Any other comments? Megan?
Davis. Lampy.
Aye.
Board. Bartz. Blanky. Smith. Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer. Motion passed 8-1.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 25-06. This is an ordinance to amend chapter 500-6, 2, Vehicles and Traffic. This is here from Ms. Davis in Public Safety and Welfare on its first reading.
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Board, second by Mr. Bartz. Discussion? Ms. Davis?
I'd like to make a motion to amend ordinance 25-06 to remove the striking on Jones Street and to instead strike Jefferson Street.
All right, is there a second to that? Seconded by Mr. Schmid. Motion by Ms. Davis, second by Schmid to amend. Any questions on what we're amending? All right. Megan?
Davis. Lampy. Board. Bartz. Blanky. Smith.
Aye.
Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
Thank you. Next is ordinance 25-07. Excuse me. This is,
Mayor.
oh, I just caught it as it happened. Darn it all. All right, we are now at an amended version of 2506. Any questions or comments? Megan?
Board.
Aye.
Bartz. Blanky.
Aye.
Smith. Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer. Davis. Lampy. Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. All right, let's move to 25-07. This is an ordinance to adopt amendments to the 2019 City of Watertown Comprehensive Plan for 1220 Wilbur Street and 1220 West Main Street to reflect that the future land use category shown from institutional would be changed to two-family residential on the future land use map in our comp plan.
Move for 2507.
Thank you, sir. Motion by Mr. Blanky, second by Mr. Lampy. Questions, comments? Yes.
This harmonizes the entire block, right? Are there any other parcels that we'd have to?
For the sake of this project, no. Right? I was hesitating at the entire block, but if you're talking just for the sake of this area being considered.
Yes.
Okay.
I think the
It is the whole block too?
actually multifamily.
Okay.
Yeah, thank you.
Any other comments or questions? Megan?
Blanky. Smith. Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer.
Aye.
Davis. Lampy. Board.
Aye.
Bartz. Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Let's move to resolutions. The first is Exhibit 9729. This is a resolution to close TID 4. This is here from me and the Finance Committee. Ms. Davis?
Motion to approve?
Thank you, ma'am. Second by Mr. Bartz. Motion by Davis, second by Bartz. Any questions or comments on this one? Megan?
Davis. Lampy. Board. Bartz.
Aye.
Blanky.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer. Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Next is Exhibit 9730. This is a resolution to approve the side letter agreement to the collective bargaining agreement between the city and the local 877, the International Association of Firefighters. This is here from me and the Finance Committee.
So move.
Motion by Mr. Moldenhauer, second by Mr. Wetzel. Comments, questions? Megan?
Moldenhauer.
Aye.
Davis.
Aye.
Lampy. Board. Bartz. Blanky.
Aye.
Smith. Schmid. Wetzel. Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Next is Exhibit 9731. This is a resolution to enter into a confidentiality agreement with Jefferson County. This is here from me and the Finance Committee. Mr. Lampy?
I move to approve Exhibit 9731.
Motion by Mr. Lampy, second by Mr. Blanky. Comments, questions? You fine with voice vote? All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right. Next is Exhibit 9732. This is to award the 2027-2029 Annual Street and Utility Program Design Project to Kapoor for $172,581. This is here from Mr. Board and Public Works. Motion by Mr. Board, seconded by Mr. Smith. Comments, questions from anyone?
Board.
Aye.
Bartz. Blanky.
Aye.
Smith.
Aye.
Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer. Davis. Lampy.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Next is Exhibit 9733. This is to award the 2028 STP Urban Laborie Street Design Project to McMahon and Associates for $199,417, again from Mr. Board and Public Works. Mr. Smith?
I'd move for the approval of Exhibit 9733.
Motion by Mr. Smith, seconded by Mr. Moldenhauer. Any questions, comments? Megan?
Smith.
Aye.
Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer. Davis. Lampy. Board.
Aye.
Bartz.
Aye.
Blanky.
Aye.
Motion passed 9-0.
Very good. Our last resolution is Exhibit 9734. This is a resolution to approve the out-of-state travel policy for our employees. This is here from me and Finance Committee. Ms. Davis.
Motion to approve Exhibit 9734.
Thank you, ma'am. Motion by Davis, second by Mr. Lampy. Any questions, comments on this one? Yes, sir.
So, I understand what we're trying to do by removing the mayor's approval as well with this resolution. It seems redundant. However, I would make an argument that although our department heads now are all very trustworthy, and I compliment them all on the job they do, I think the reason for having two sets of eyes on this is the same reason that you have two sets of signatures on a check for a charity organization, any type of organization where you have the treasurer and president both have to sign off on those checks. This is the same thing. You have someone saying, I'm going on travel for this. And yes, right now we don't have that problem, but there are municipalities that do have that problem where the person approving it, if it's a single individual, could be approving things that are not necessarily, or that should not necessarily be paid for by the taxpayers. So I think it is imperative that we have that second set of eyes and that second signature on this to make sure that we don't ever run into a situation where we could have problems with individuals taking advantage of this system.
Thank you. Yes.
I hear the Alderman's concern. I think that in this particular instance, there's a paper trail. There is a job related travel form that has to be filled out. There's reimbursement for travel expenses that gets filed. So I believe that there's a paper trail that could potentially be used in any sort of a disciplinary matter if it came to that. But in general, I side more on the ability to trust the department heads along with the ability to fit underneath a policy that requires documentation for where they're going. So I will be voting in favor of this one.
Thank you. Yes, ma'am.
Their safeguard is the budget itself. There's a certain budgeted amount that's been approved by this council. And then also the finance department is another safeguard as they review payments to different items.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
Other agencies, as pointed out by Alderman Blanky, that have that check and balance for a reason, and we have redundancies for a reason. So putting it just on one person as the approving official removes that second set of eyes. And if it's good enough for other agencies, as we've used as an example, and good enough for the state and federal government for travel purposes, to have that second approving official, whether it be a mayor or somebody else, we need that second set of eyes, just to safeguard the taxpayers' money as good stewards.
Anybody else on this one? Yes, sir.
Just one more thing that I understand that there's a paper trail. However, by the time you discover that, it's too late, and there's the old saying, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. Stopping something before it occurs is always better than having to go through a litigation process, firing, whatever it may be. I'd rather simply stop it before it happens.
Anybody else on this one? Megan.
Davis. Lampy. Board.
Aye.
Bartz.
Aye.
Blanky. Smith. Schmid. Wetzel. Moldenhauer.
Aye.
Motion passed 7-2.
All right, very good. All right, we are at the opportunity again for comments from citizens present. If anyone would like to comment. All right. Before I take a motion to adjourn, I just have to thank you all. It's been a pleasure to serve with each and every one of you. Thank you, Mr. Schmidt. I believe you're term limiting with me. Mr. Board, obviously, it won't be returning in that capacity. I think that's everybody. Well, a few of you are obviously up for election, but it's just been wonderful to serve with you all, and particularly some of you I've served with for a long time. I started when I was, I think, 27. So it's been a complete joy to serve this city and to serve alongside each of you. So with that, unless anyone else would like to soapbox for a moment about themselves. All right, I'd love a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Schmidt, second by Mr. Board. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All right, we are adjourned. Thanks, everybody.